Well, let's get back to the markets then, and let's get an insight into D-Street chatter. Nimesh joins us to fill us out with what he's picking up. Well, Nimesh, what are you picking up? That's sort of a day, right? You throw the negative news, and the bull just come and they punch it away.
Absolutely. So, a good recovery intraday in the markets. In fact, the Nifty is almost in the green. And despite on a day when you have seen such a weak global cues, right? Still. Overnight, we saw Nasdaq down 3%, and still we are almost in the green. So, that's the kind of a market. Looks like, today's recovery is also backed by institutional buying. So, the sense I'm getting is that some bit of cash is getting deployed at these levels from the domestic mutual funds. Even from an FI flow perspective, we've seen large sell-off in the last couple of days in the cash market. But that looks like today there is a small basket buying, is what I understand at the leading FI days. So the FI number could be quite interesting. But remember, because of the expiry, it might get skewed a bit in terms of the institutional data. Also, the big large block deal of RBL Bank of 1,100 crores will have an impact on the institutional flows today. The bank Nifty was a big pain point, right? And rightly so, because of the weak numbers from Axis Bank. But even there, we've seen a bit of recovery, and largely it's recoveries on the back of HDFC Bank. Now, the feedback is, looking at Axis Bank and some other private bank numbers, there is a chatter that maybe the HDFC Bank numbers look quite good, and maybe that explains a bit of recovery in HDFC Bank stock today. Technically, I guess 24,100 is a big crucial support level on the Nifty on the downside, so that needs to be watched. But given the fact that there's so much of liquidity which we've been talking about, the dips are getting bought, and today looks like it's a day the recovery is backed by institutional buying.
Well, that's right. The 24,100 very important. We went there on the budget day, and from there we recovered.
Not even on budget day, even on July 4th, on the election day. I guess that was a level from where we bounced back. So I think that's a big support level now.
Okay, all right. Nimesh, what about individual stocks? What are you tracking?
Well, earnings season, as and when the earnings season gets over, the blocks are back. So, and again, Axis Bank was a classic example. RBL Bank was a classic example. Results done, and the PE sold their entire 7.5% stake. Now I understand the next big deal to watch would be Hitachi Energy. The stock has almost doubled in the last, say, 6 months or so. And why today the stock is almost doubled, sitting on a market cap of close to 50,000 crores. Now I understand there could be a large block deal very soon. The promoter entity owns 75%, so looks like the parent could sell a large chunk in Hitachi Energy. So that's the first one. The second stock is Tata Motors. Again, big move on that stock on some strong buying as well. There was a number upgrade in the morning. They've hugely upgraded the stock to a buy, and they've raised the target price sharply. And I guess that reflects in the stock price today. The third name is Avenue Supermart. Quietly, the stock has relatively outperformed in the consumption basket in the last couple of months. And now I understand some long-only funds are quite active. A leading long-only fund is actually looking for block bids as well in Avenue Supermart. And the last is GAIL India. Well, the entire gas energy basket has done well today. GAIL India stands out purely on back of buying flow. So I understand a domestic leading mutual fund is an active buyer in GAIL India, and hence big move and in large volumes as well.
Nimesh, that Hitachi is interesting. So another Whirlpool, Timken. On those lines, you said promoters
looks
hold.
Like,
go on.
Looks like, Prashant, as I said, the promoter entity owns 75%. The stock has doubled in the last 6 months, trading at 50,000 crores of market cap. I was just looking at the trailing P. The stock is trading at a trailing multiple of 307x. I was just looking at the parent's valuations on Bloomberg, and the parent on a forward 25 private price to earning is quoting at just 22.5 times. So big valuation gap between the parent and the Indian listed company, and maybe that could be the one reason why the parent could look at. So I don't know. Frankly, I'm not too aware of the timelines, but the indication is that the work has started, and potentially there could be a block in Hitachi Energy very soon. And as I said, the promoter, because they own 75%, could look to dilute and raise money here.
300 times for the parent, 20 times for the India entity, right?
No,
those are the numbers.
The other way around. 300 times for the
India entity. Of course, yeah, sorry.
And parent quoting at
Maybe we should write to the parent telling them what happened to Whirlpool. Whirlpool, the global sold, and the stock doubled.
The stock is doubled, yeah, exactly. So that's the kind of liquidity, right, Prashant? And in fact, a lot of large HNI investors have been talking about this, right? They've never seen in their lives parent selling out, and after that the stock goes up. So that's in the market for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why a lot of MNC IPOs are also expected, right? I think Hyundai will be the first one, and many more after that. Well, Nimesh, thanks very much for that interesting list of stocks. Ashish Kayal is back.